Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another installment, terrifying installment, of Amnesia: The Dark Descent. So if you guys remember from our last video, we were trudging through a wine cellar full of water. Somebody, I guess, wasn't paying the plumber, and they didn't do any proper repairs, so the basement got flooded, and there was some sort of unknown entity down there that was chasing us around and chopping us to bits. That was a little bit terrifying. So we finished that. We are now in the back hall, and I am grateful to be out of there. So let's go ahead, jump back in, and see where our journey in this castle takes us. Well, the music here is already a lot more peaceful. I have a feeling that that door is probably where I'm supposed to go, but I just don't want to go. That is probably the creepiest ass fountain I have ever seen. Who would want something like this? Who would make something like this? I guess the price is right. Anything in here? Maybe hiding? We have that jar. Let's try the ceramic jar. Pot contains mixture. Okay, so I can't use it there. There's some sort of puzzle I can see on the ground here, but I don't know what it means. That's fine. Let's explore up here first. He climbed out of bed and looked out the window. It was completely dark. He waited, glanced at the old clock, and waited some more. 4 o'clock, he thought. It's enough.
My journal is gone. What would they want with my journal?
Betrayal of the crucifixion. Or I should say crucifixions. Okay, so I'm not going insane. Those are actual cockroaches. Which means that, you know, aside from not paying the plumber, somebody's not been paying the housekeeper either. I'm sure we can look past that because, you know, most of us probably don't even care. As soon as we find out what's going on here, we're never going to come back. So that's perfectly fine with me. More laudanum, excellent. So let's see what this note has to say.
2nd of July, 1839. I received a letter today from the Algerian governor's office disclosing the fate of Herbert's expedition. About a week after my departure, Abdullah, one of the men traveling with us, returned from the desert. He was badly injured, as if maimed by a lion. The man rambled deliriously about the expedition being attacked by something horrible. The French quickly dispatched a search party to look for the expedition. After searching for days, they found the camp abandoned without any trace of Herbert or his men. Tomorrow, I'll retrieve the things they recovered from Herbert's tent at the customs house. I don't know what to make of it, but I'm worried for him.
So this whole game is just wrapped up in mystery. You know, we're talking about Algeria, this crazy artifact that we've been trying to rebuild, I guess, at some point in the past. Okay, so we got a crowbar. I'm hoping we can use it maybe as a weapon, but from what they said in the at the start, I guess from his memories. There's no sense in trying to fight this quote-unquote shadow that seems to be haunting this place. As we're going through this room, just kind of an interesting little piece of information, just because, you know, as we typically like to throw those into our videos. With regards to the symptom of amnesia, so two of the most common types of amnesia are called retrograde and, what's the other one? Anterograde. So what retrograde is amnesia, meaning that you forget all of the past events prior to one specific incident, and then anterograde is the forgetting of memories following a specific event. So, for example, a lobotomy, any sort of memories that you can't retain after that would be considered antegrade, where if you got into a car accident and forgot everything, that would be a retrograde-based amnesia. So let's take a look at this note.
1839. Today I picked up Herbert's things at the customs house. I dug through the trove of documents he had carried and found a log detailing the expedition. The nature of this text ranged from quick notes to colourful accounts of transpired events. I skimmed the pages, trying to figure out what might have happened. May 17th, the day I was trapped inside the orb chamber, Herbert dryly states, "Recovered Daniel after 1 hour of entrapment." This confused me greatly. I was suffocating within minutes. How could I have lasted an hour? I continued reading the peculiar text. Herbert states his facts without judgment or passion, but suddenly I could read frustration into his text. He pushed his men to investigate the underground tomb, an effort which seems to have strained the minds of his men. Madness spread through the ranks, and Herbert had to take some extreme measures to continue. He finally visits the chamber himself, where he retrieves the orb to the surface. His account confuses me greatly. If he has the orb, what are those pieces in my drawing room?
And didn't he have the orb at one point? Like, wasn't that what the flashback was all about, was us going in and picking up that orb? Yeah, there's a lot of things in here that I don't necessarily think make sense, but then again, there's a lot of things in this game that just don't make sense. So one of the most famous incidences of amnesia, or I should say cases of amnesia... Oh, found a flashback.
What? Still having nightmares, I see.
Yes, I can't shake them. They come every night.
We'll put a stop to them. You'll see.
Yeah, I don't know what this Alexander guy has planned, but this guy's got some serious issues at hand. Some sort of diabolical cult he's following, I don't know. But going back to my point that I was going to make, one of the most famous cases of amnesia regards an individual known as Henry Malazan. That was back in 1957. The reason why this is such an important case of amnesia was due to the fact that after getting a lobotomy, which is a medical procedure very similar to a lobotomy, what happened is that he was given a list of things to try and memorize, and what they proved is that he would be able to remember them in a short-term memory, but the thing is, if you asked him later on, he wouldn't be able to remember what the list was about, or even the fact that he was given a list. What makes this so important is that this is the first time there was supporting evidence of something like long-term memory and short-term memory. So this played a huge role in the advancement of kind of neuroscience. Gotta twist this. Huzzah!
Please, let it be here.
Another note that's probably not going to make any sense, but you know what? Let's read it anyways.
4th of July, 1839. It's done. The orb is assembled. I was awakened by an exhausting nightmare. Shaking and sweating, I retired to the drawing room with a cup of tea. The relic pieces lay spread across the table as I'd left them, but somehow I knew how it was supposed to be. I fetched the tar, which I had prepared to fix the pieces together, and without fault I joined them, producing the orb I remembered so clearly. The tar proved unnecessary. It was pushed out from the joining pieces as they merged on their own, with no adhesive. The ancient stone relic now rests on my table. Its immaculate surface and perfect shape could have been molded by a factory. This is all too strange.
Daniel, I am inclined to believe you. This is all too strange. I hear growling. Oh my God, guys. I don't want to leave. But I don't hear the breathing anymore, so we might be safe. Let's see. Is there anything in this closet? Maybe this is the closet the monster went into. If that's the case, then we sold under a lucky star, because it means he didn't come into our closet. Let's see here. Oh, excellent. More oil. We'll wait to put that in. To hell with it. We'll just put it in now. We just won't use the lantern. I hope we can find some more because we really need some more. So we broke into that room. Let's go to the back hall again. Sir William Smith had been marked. There was no way for him to know that the young man from the other day cast such a terrible shadow. Let's check out the study. He flipped through the Book of the Monarchs looking for etchings and counted 9 different kings from all over Europe and depicted with the orb resting on their heads. This kind of reminds me of the Apple of Eden from Assassin's Creed. I doubt they're tied in, but, you know, it's that historical relic that everyone keeps seeing. Is there... Okay, candelabra, that's fine. We'll use one here. Treasure chest, nice. Nothing of importance, it seems. So we won't light that. There's nothing under the table either. And nothing in there, so we're not going to even break that. I'll just draw attention to whatever the hell's chasing us throughout this place. Story continues. So, letter regarding the order discovered. To my most trusted student and friend, Johann Weyer. Weyer, maybe. It's probably German. The most remarkable thing happened. I was traveling through the Perusian woods this summer I finally found one of those orbs I've been looking for the last 20 odd years. It is as inexplicable as the Heliodrummus described it in the Hortus Conclusus. A lot of strange words in here. It was as if it was told about an underground Mithraic temple crowned with the unearthly artifact. The orb was big enough to fill my cupped hands, and the texture was smooth and jagged. Its color was washed while rich. Contrast is not enough to describe its nature. It was an impossibility, an artificial paradox captured within stone. Yeah, this thing sounds pretty strange. I was staying in a nearby village called Altstadt, investigating one of the antiquated trails when I finally found the caverns. I went inside and suddenly I could verify the truth of these enigmatic artifacts. They are real. As you can understand, this is one of the most important discoveries of my life, but it has also become the greatest fear. As I entered the underground chamber, I could feel that I was trespassing. Because of my curiosity, I did my best to fight the instincts and fetch the orbs from its place. I scrambled out of the chamber and into the woods, and I could sense something was following me. It bayed loudly as it closed in. The beast, this guardian of the orb, was relentless in its pursuit. I made my way to the nearby ravine, where I stumbled upon some men fishing in the lake. I tried to warn them as I passed, but unfortunately they remained, and I continued to my escape. When I heard their cry of pain echo through the valley, I felt such a tremendous sense of relief, thinking I would be spared. Suddenly a blue shimmering light engulfed me, and the colors of the forest were washed away before my eyes. I kept running through the bleak surroundings. The trees had turned charcoal black with leaves of cinder. The ground covered in murky water. I pressed on through the drenched land as the glowing ember gave away in rising wind and rained on me. I could hear pleading screams in the distance, and I joined in as the pain and fear overtook me. I fell to the ground, gasping for air. This certainty must sound strange, but I had been carried miles away from across the Alps into a grassy field outside of Genoa. The guardian had taken the orb from me, but still, until this day, I fear its return. Sometimes I lay awake and listen. You know what? This is getting a lot longer. Let's take a look, and something maybe coming around here. I'm not sure. I think it's just the important notice that was in there, so let's see if I can find something maybe.
Let's see what you have to offer. What a mess. I should have sharpened the saw, but I can sense it. It's definitely there.
So it seems that this Alexander individual cut off the head of a dog? This is getting the canine spine. Okay, so we're out of course we're out of that again. Yeah, you know what, for this one, I'll just put it up on the page, and you guys can take a look at it, just because that other one I thought was going to be a tidge bit shorter, and it did kind of gobble up a fair bit of time. Now, do I need this bird in this case? Okay, so I can't grab that bird. That's fine. Don't necessarily need it. I don't know. Did that sound like a dog to you guys? This has got to be probably the creepiest castle in the world. Also the most convenient, the fact that just somebody's leaving tinderboxes everywhere. Okay. Yep, that's a great place to put human skulls. You know, just right beside your desk. Just in case you're needing one. Nice and close. What is this? Rotten apple? So let's see. 1658, January 9th, further disappointment. The antiquarian's latest findings yield nothing. I'm still unable to grasp the inner workings of life and its relationship to the power I sense within it. I shall pursue more books on the subject. I suspect that it will be in vain. Since no research is made my particular interest, I must attempt to fill that void myself. Clearly humans emanate more of the energy I seek, but I hope animals will suffice as they prove less of a hassle to acquire. Okay, this guy's just... He's a sick fuck. Okay, I'm just going to come out there and just say he is just downright a sick fuck. I know that this orb probably possesses some sort of superpower, but to be experimenting on humans and dogs, I don't know. I don't agree with it. Okay. This is getting creepy as all hell again. Thank God for a bit of oil. There's nothing really worth lighting around here. Oh, I'm going the wrong way. Dead end. This is the last room, then this should have some significance, or maybe it just doesn't, and we should just go back to that back hall. Maybe I'll do that. So I'm wondering if... I'm going to assume by the A on his blazer there that this is Alexander. Just from this picture, he looks like a creepy sadistic fuck. So, good on him for carrying out. Yeah. That's just peachy. I'll stick close to the light so our sanity gets preserved a little bit. So that might just be all the extra rooms. So now we're back at the back hall. Professor Taylor was the second death caused by his damned curiosity. Okay, well, I guess we're gonna have to explore the creepy door that we saw when we first came in. And see where this ends up leading us. But I think I'm just going to cut the video there because the exploration of the guest room and the study took quite a bit of time. So thanks again, guys, for joining us on this video. Make sure to like, subscribe, share, comment, especially if there's any particular games you want to see. If you want me to do more of the Amnesia series, that's great. Or there is the Penumbra series that Frictional Games did as well that was prior to this. I can always start in on those if you guys want. Make sure to check us out on Facebook and Twitter to make sure to keep up to all the videos that we're going to be putting out. But until next time, guys, thanks again for joining us, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye for now.